missed this in the Warriors' 127-113 win versus Trae Young in the Hawks' 10th career 50-point game after he went 14 of 28 from the field, 9 of 19 from deep, and 13 of 13 from the line. Curry has 4 50-point games at age 32 or older, second most in NBA history behind Michael Jordan, who has 5. Good company to be in. Golden State 9-1, first place in the West, and Klay Thompson not even back yet. Mr. Smith, yes. I'm starting with you. Yes. Should the Warriors be the favorites to win it all?
Oh, hell yes. I say I came on the record. Let me state this loud and clear for everybody to see.
JJ smiling
at you. If Klay Thompson and James Wiseman come back healthy, the Warriors are winning the championship. Ain't nobody beating them. I'm sitting across from a man that is a career 41.5% shooter from three-point range.
Buckets.
This brother is a marksman now. I'm talking. Steph Curry's the greatest shooter I've ever seen in my life. Klay Thompson is one of the top 5 shooters I've ever seen in my life. And I'm watching Jordan Poole. I'm watching Damon Lee. I'm watching Gary Payton Jr. I'm watching Toscano, okay? And then I'm looking at Steph Curry, who, by the way, let me take a moment to give love to the wonderful, great, phenomenal Candace Parker, who tweeted before the game, Steph Curry gonna drop 50 tonight. When you got a young cat, I'm paraphrasing here, she tweeted that when you got a young blood like Trae Young coming for you, you gotta remind them who you are. And that's what Steph Curry, because Trae Young was putting on a show himself in the first half last night. But Steph Curry just said, not yet, young fella. There's levels to this. And when I think about what I'm seeing, I see a lot of teams, but when I think about perimeter shooting ability, the versatility, the athleticism, the ability to play defense, and more importantly, I don't know why I gotta keep preaching this to people all the time. Free throws matter come playoff time. You gotta make free throws. And we know they ain't the Lakers. And so when I look at it, I'm telling you right now, I'm watching James Harden. He's struggling. Don't get me started with Kyrie. He ain't there. So we Milwaukee, Giannis hit free throws in a game 6. Congratulations. All right, Miami is nothing to sneeze at. I get it. But these brothers here in Golden State, I can't see anybody beat them.
JJ, why were you shaking your head at him?
It's irresponsible. It's irresponsible to say that, to be honest with you.
Whatever.
No, listen.
Whatever.
Listen.
That's a good take.
Steph Curry is the greatest show on earth right now. I will say that. And to your point, he's the best shooter ever. I think Klay Thompson is the second best shooter ever. Here's the thing about the Warriors, though. First of all, it's 10 games into the season, so let's have some perspective here.
Okay.
All right, they've had the 8th easiest schedule so far. They've got 2 games left on this homestand. 9 of their first 12 games will be at home. They have no signature wins other than opening night against the Lakers. They've beaten OKC twice, Houston, New Orleans. The only time they've left the state of California is to go play Oklahoma City in Oklahoma City.
Well, you need to go visit San Francisco.
No, but
because being in San Francisco this day and age is tough. But go ahead.
It is so early to say that they're the favorites. And the other thing about bringing back Klay or bringing back James Wiseman, Klay hasn't played basketball in 2.5 years. The last time Klay played basketball, anti-vaxxers were a fringe movement. You know, COVID didn't exist, right? It's been a long time. We have no idea what Klay Thompson will look like. James Wiseman is 20 years old. He's played in 39 NBA games. If you're placing your trust in him to win a playoff series with him playing heavy minutes, I just don't know what to tell you.
I'm going to let Keyshawn go first, but I'm about to warn you, you're about to be initiated into television in a few minutes.
Go
ahead, Keyshawn.
First time you're a rookie in a long time, right?
I'm going to get you for that, but go ahead.
They've been hot, but like JJ said, this is the beginning of the season. How you going to all of a sudden just give them mantle? We have no idea what Klay is. No idea. Remember, one of his strengths is his defensive side of the ball. His 2 leg injuries, an ACL and an Achilles. So when you take that away from him, now what is he, just a spot-up shooter, which is deadly, clearly. It puts points on the board. And yes, you are right, Stephen A. The Lakers don't make free throws. But I'd be damned if I sit here and allow you to just count them out. Just decide to say, oh, they don't mean anything. You just going to just pass over the Lakers just because you seeing magic being made in Golden State and San Francisco right now. I know AD, you can blow on him. He can fall apart, all that. I get it. You don't know what you're going to get out of Westbrook in the early stages. LeBron's hurt. Age is catching up to him. I understand all that. But you ain't going to do that.
Okay, first of all, a couple of things. I'll dismiss you because we know you're a homer. When it comes to the Lakers, you're a homer. It's all right.
And we're getting into the Lakers later on the show.
It's okay.
Don't you worry.
Let me get back to this brother right here. First of all, I never said the Warriors were the favorites. I said I'm picking them to win it all. I understand why they may not be everybody's favorites, but listen to the question. That's number one. Number two, predictions are a part of this business. It's not irresponsible at all. I'm giving the public what they want. They want to know how I feel. I'm telling you how I feel. That's what you're going to have to do every single day. So get used to being irresponsible because they're about to call you that if that's what irresponsible is. Number three, let's dissect and analyze what we're witnessing here. Miami's formidable. We got to see if they're going to pull it together. Who's going to be their closer? Who's going to be the guy they give it to and they say deliver us to the promised land? That's a question mark. The Greek Freak. Yeah, when DeAndre Ayton, with no help whatsoever on the interior, let's see what you do come postseason time again this year as opposed to the undersized Phoenix Suns last year. The Philadelphia 76ers don't get me started. I mean, we got Ben Simmons, that fiasco that's going on there. We understand all of that. The New York Knicks, I believe in them for a first-round series. I'm not getting lost in the shuffle. We don't know what's going to happen with Kyrie. We're looking at James Harden wondering what the hell's going on. Now let's go out to the Western Conference. Each year we pick Utah. We believe in Donovan Mitchell. No one else really shows up when it counts for Utah. That is a fact. That has been the case. The Denver Nuggets, we know the Jokic is big time, but Jamal Murray, they're not the same without him. How's he going to be when he comes back from that nasty injury? That's a question. Kawhi Leonard, what's going to happen to him? That's a question mark right now. So when you scour the NBA, okay, the same thing you can say about Klay Thompson I can say about anybody else. And when you bring up James Wiseman, here's my response to you.
All right.
They won the title with Jaja Pachulia and Andrew Bogut. The point that I'm trying to make to you is this. I can't look at James Wiseman and say with the rest of the pieces there, with what they've developed over the last year and a half in Poole, Toscano, Damon Lee, and all of these brothers, that these dudes come with a Klay and Steph healthy, can't win the chip. What am I missing?
All right, JJ gets the final word.
First of all, I just want to, don't knock Zaza and Andrew Bogut. They were integral parts of those teams. Screening, great fit. If you're talking about a more talented player on paper, James Wiseman, for sure.
Yes.
But those guys were great fits, and that's what the NBA is, Stephen. You know this. It's all about fit. I want to talk about two teams real quick.
Okay.
I want to talk about two teams real quick.
Okay.
Milwaukee won a championship last year.
That's true.
Okay. They played zero games with their starting lineup.
That's true.
They played one game with Chris, Drew, Giannis, and Brook. So we don't even know that. We haven't seen them this year at full strength. Let's acknowledge they were the champs last year. They have a chance.
The champs.
We said for years, Milwaukee can't win it all. They're a regular season team. Now we're saying the same thing about Utah. Utah has to be considered the favorites in the West.
I'm considering them all.
Utah is the favorites in the West. That's what I'm saying. That's my prediction.
We have to go to break.
Utah's going to win the West. There's my prediction.
That's a respectable pick, but you can't dismiss Golden State.
I'm not dismissing them.
Excuse me, Mr. Irresponsible. It's time for break. Still ahead, a wild week in the NFL.